Dude, you guys gotta see this cat.
What a unit. I mean, this thing is a panther, bro. Absolute gentle giant, I tell you.
But man, she is a tank. Anyway, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and welcome to every NFL team's off-season priority, well, according to me. Before we hop into it, we got a couple of plugs as always, so don't forget to use code WyattzWorld on G Fuel or Prize Picks, where you can save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products or match up to $100 of your first deposit. But that's all I got. Let's get into the video. Alright everybody, so as you can see, we are going to be doing this tier list style today just so we can kind of follow a random order. However, I'll do my best to make this as entertaining as possible with graphics and whatnot. So the first team we got is the Arizona Cardinals. If you're asking me, they need something on their defensive line, whether it's a defensive tackle, an edge rusher, whatever. Now there is no secret they could use a wide receiver, they could use some offensive weapons, but they had the worst rushing defense in the league last year by a considerable margin. They can't have that again. Rookie free agent trade, whatever you gotta do, get someone big to get up front and help fix that problem. Moving on, we got the Bengals. Not to be boring, but the same thing as Arizona. They need some defensive line help, and I've heard specifically from Bengal fans that they want defensive tackle. And I understand it too, man. If you look at the defense, not only are they also getting carved up against the run, but aside from Trey Hendrickson, who had 17.5 sacks, the guy in second was Sam Hubbard, and he had 6. Moving on to Carolina, I think most people should agree with this one. They need a wide receiver. They've already got a really good defense, and if they all remain healthy, they are going to be a damn problem. Now you gotta focus on getting Bryce, a young, explosive receiver who he can build chemistry with and trust. Now we got Chicago. Their priority is without a doubt addressing their quarterback situation, whether they keep Justin, trade him, whatever it is. Personally, I think they should keep him there. I also hate Caleb Williams, but there's also a bunch of drama now circulating because Justin unfollowed the Bears and followed a bunch of Falcons players. Who knows? Either way, for the sake of the fan base and the team, the Bears need to address that before they do anything else. Moving on, we got the Browns, who apparently might cut Nick Chubb for cap reasons. I hope that's not true. I've heard a lot about a wide receiver too going there. To be honest, I like their offense. I think Njoku's great, Amari's good. Obviously, if they keep Chubb, that's fantastic, but what I want to see is a young complement to Myles Garrett, a new Myles Garrett. Stop bringing these old tool bags in, the Jadeveon Clowneys, the Zadarius Smiths. Stop blowing money on that. Just get someone young who's going to be there for a while and actually like grow and develop. Now we got Philly, a safety or a corner or something for the secondary that was second worst in the league. You know, you think with contracts of guys like Darius Slay, Kevin Byard, James Bradbury, you'd be okay. But then again, not one of those guys is under the age of 30 and none of them are getting faster. Atlanta, quarterback. Yeah, Justin Fields, whatever it is, you guys need a quarterback. Moving on, we got the Dolphins. I poked around a little bit for this one because I really wasn't sure. Heaven knows they don't need any more weapons. I think their defense is fine, and I think what I've settled on is with what a lot of other people have settled on, and that is offensive line. They got like 3 of their offensive linemen hitting free agency, and I think 1 or 2 of them are coming off serious injuries as well. Moving on, we got Buffalo. I want a big wide receiver, someone tall. I was actually just telling my friend someone like Mike Williams, and this morning I ironically read that the Chargers are probably going to cut him. Gabe is not coming back. I love Shakir, I love Diggs, but like neither of them are huge. I want a big man. However, though, if we want to do anything, and I mean anything at all, we got to somehow fix the $54 million in debt we are right now with the cap. Now we got the Chiefs. Oh, receivers. I mean, you guys need it. You know it. Now we got Dallas, and I'm going to have some people disagreeing, but Dallas is like the Vikings in terms of a team that I always like to see with just an elite running back in the backfield. Obviously, this year, both teams were missing that, and as much as I like Pollard, like I said, he didn't live up to those standards. I want Dallas to go get another DeMarco Murray or another Ezekiel Elliott. Now we've got the Denver Broncos. Yep, that quarterback situation is going to be your guys' biggest problem right now, too. What are you doing? I have heard Russ is going. I've heard there's a chance he's staying. Like, with Sean Payton, is that going to all be mended? Like, what's going on? Now we got Green Bay, and I still really wish Jordan Love could get a big old tight end, but we got to give Luke Musgrave the chance. I would say a replacement for Eric Stokes or someone to help Jair in the backfield there. I mean, Jair I still think is slightly overrated. I know that's crazy to some Packer fans, but really is extremely good, and Eric Stokes just has kind of been a big old bust. I mean, it's not fair, but it kind of is. The guy just doesn't play. That'll bring us to San Francisco. Well, nothing on their offense. Gotta go defense. I guess I'm gonna say edge because I can't imagine they're too inclined to keep Chase Young or a cornerback. Minnesota! Out of all the issues right now you got with this team, the running back spot being kind of a hold, Danielle Hunter probably leaving, Kirk Cousins being uncertain if he's coming back or not. The biggest issue here is making sure that Justin Jefferson stays. That is the key for Minnesota. Make sure that you get him inked down. And I know that he still has a year under his contract, but just fix that now. Know what money you have to work with. The Giants. The same thing as always, since you know that they've been riding with Daniel Jones, a receiver, and I know Saquon's not expected to get franchise tag there and hit free agency, but rarely are running backs going to assist a quarterback as much as a receiver will. You need to get Danny that guy that they've been looking for so long. Now we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, other than the fact that their center, Ryan Jensen, just retired, and that's a massive hole, they gotta have something in the secondary there, man. Outside of Antoine, their secondary was fucking terrible last year. Funny how those two problems just dwarf the Mike Evans dilemma in my head. Pittsburgh, quarterback. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem there. I'm sorry, Pittsburgh, and I gotta say it, I was wrong to myself, but I'm out on Kenny Pickett. I think he is ass. And even though Mason has improved, I'm not under the impression that he is for surely staying there or that he is a starting quarterback. You guys you need someone capable. Patriots, same thing I just said about Pittsburgh, like exactly the same thing. Someone capable. One of these two teams, you're gonna hear glass shatter, okay? You're gonna hear it go. But it's the reality. One of you two need Ryan Tannehill, okay? You need him. He is better than anything either of you two have had over the last 2 to 3 years. New York Jets, protection for the glorified Madonna. No matter what he claims that the team needs the most, which I would hope it is protection, he needs protection. He needs to make sure that he at least has a year there under his belt without looking back and going, well, I technically was a Jet, but now I'm retired. Baltimore. I would like to see him with a legit running back again, and nothing against Gus Edwards, but he was a Jamal Williams. This team got a running back who was healthy and could pass catch like all the time. It would make a huge difference. Seattle. Another team that I think deserves to have a really good tight end again, but another team that definitely needs to get something on their defensive line. Last year, I think it was Jalen Carter that they passed on for Witherspoon, and I think they also passed on someone else, and it resulted in them having the second worst run defense in the entire league. Much like the Cardinals, you can't repeat that. Now we've got the Lions, secondary help again, corner, safety, whatever it's gotta be. As great as Brian Branch was, it was without a doubt their biggest weakness is a team. They got scorched by the pass. Now we got the Titans. This one you can flip a coin on for me. It's either protection because apparently they had the worst group of tackles in the league, but also I think the offense needs a young spark. Unfortunately, Treylon Burks wasn't that, and D-Hop, again, he is probably gonna be on the verge of going in with the Declaration of Independence soon. You're gonna have Will Levis throwing absolute cannons down the field. You need someone that's going to get down there on a consistent basis and get them down. Now moving on, we got Washington. I'm not going the quarterback route here. I'm going O-line. Sam Howell was sacked 65 times last year, the most in the league. Yeah, he did have a meltdown in his passing performance, but we saw the first half of the season that he was a capable player. He can sling the ball. Let's see what he can do when he's not running for his life at a constant. Now we got Houston. I think they could use a linebacker. Other than Christian Harris, it seems like they're old and just really not that great. Not that Christian Harris is like outstanding either, but I do think he's actually going to be decent. They should get someone to go back there with him. And now we got Jacksonville, and they're going to need a receiver. I didn't know that if they accept Calvin Ridley for another year, then they're going to owe Atlanta a second-round draft pick, which they're not going to want to do. So Calvin's going to walk. They're going to need to replace him. Now we got the Saints. Their focus is on making Derek Carr dig his head out of his ass. Now, really, I don't know, man. They got to get something there to help generate more points because clearly they just didn't have enough last year, even though their coordinator was ass. I'm going to go with that, although I will say in the future, their D-line is starting to age quite a bit. They could use some support there. Now we got Indy. I'm going to say corner. I don't think they need anything on their offense, especially with a healthy AR. And defensively, I mean, as a unit, they had the 5th most sacks in the league. You know that they had got a lot of power up front, at least. Try and get someone in the back to strap people down and generate a few turnovers. Now we got the Raiders and quarterback. I don't like Aiden O'Connell, and I don't know what's going on with Jimmy, if he was cut or suspended for steroids. Either way, he ain't gonna be the quarterback there next year, and there's no way Raider fans can go into next season feeling confident with Aiden O'Connell as their guy. Chargers. Shocking as this sounds, a receiver, because if the rumors are true of Mike Williams getting dropped and Keenan Allen is now, I think, going to be 32 or 33. Who else you got? Quentin Johnston? Bite the bullet. pull it, try to get a replacement there. You need someone else. If the Mike Williams situation is true. If that's not, well, then a new running back, because Eckler shouldn't be back and Josh Kelly's terrible. And ending, we got the Rams, someone that can help generate pressure. They were 24th in the league when it came to getting sacks. I think when it comes to their secondary and linebackers, they've done a good job in the draft in recent years. Obviously, I think their offense is great. I would probably look at getting more pressure. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was me giving my opinion on what I think every team's offseason priority should be. Let me know if you guys liked the video. Let me know if you didn't like it. If you want to show support, you guys already know what to do, and turn that bell on. I try to post on this channel as often as I can. However, with everything I have said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday, and as always, I will see you in the next video.